Hi everyone, and welcome to this edition of Ask a New York City Tour Guide. Yep, we're still in quarantine and it's raining outside, so I'm doing this not in my backyard. This week I want to talk to you about planning your vacation. You know you're planning on coming, and now is a great time to start planning. Now, when I look at Facebook groups, I see a lot of people who are like, what should I do when I'm in New York City? Well, it's a huge place and there is plenty to do. So my suggestion, do something you want to do. You must have interests. As an example, I love books. So if I were coming to New York City, I would try and incorporate books into what I'm doing here. So let's say I'm up by Central Park. Well, up by Central Park, we've got the New York Society Library. This is a library, not in this specific place, but in general, that has been around since before the United States was an actual United States. It has had members like George Washington, Truman Capote, Herman Melville have been members there. It's not a public library, but you can go into certain areas and look around. Beautiful, like 10 or 100,000 books in there. Definitely some place to see. We've got the Grolier Club. Yeah, the map people. They have a beautiful space filled with books. Of course, you've got the main New York Public Library, but we also have well over 100 branches throughout the 5 boroughs, and many of them are quite beautiful. The Brooklyn Public Library, main library over by Prospect Park, is considered to be one of the most beautiful buildings in New York City, one of the most beautiful modern or more modern buildings. We've got the Morgan Library. You can't take anything out, you can't touch anything, but stunningly beautiful. Also, the Center for Book Arts. You can actually see a book made, and you can touch things, you can see things happen. We have working letterpresses in this city from the 1800s, including one down in the South Street Seaport that is in the oldest continually operating store of the same name. It's been around since before the Revolution, and you can actually get something from their press. Of course, we also have amazing bookstores. The Strand is one of my favorites. They're on Broadway, just south of Union Square, but they also have kiosks both in Times Square and just outside of Central Park. We have bookstores that are themed. You can go to a bookstore that is filled with cookbooks. The Mystery Bookstore, only mysteries. We have the Drama Club, or the Drama Bookstore, which should be reopened or soon, and that is just filled with plays and things having to do with acting and things like that. And then, of course, we also have a few places that do rare books. So you can incorporate some of the things around New York City into the theme that you have. Another theme. Now, let's say your other theme is music. Well, New York City has every single solitary genre of music imaginable. If you like classic music, or classical music, you can go to the Met, and we have an entire gallery devoted to musical instruments. If you like jazz, we have a jazz museum. You can actually go to houses of some famous people from the jazz era. You can see live music absolutely everywhere, not just in clubs. We have a program that puts music in the subways, everything from amazing cellists, opera singers, all the way through to pop musicians, and every once in a while, not condoned or not part of the program, but you can see buskers, you can even see a one-man band in the subways. Also, one of my favorite things is a musician, a pianist called Colin Huggins. He actually takes a baby grand piano into Washington Square Park. And right now he's on Instagram, so you can see his live feed as well. So think of a theme. Think of something that you really enjoy. If it's food, what kind of food? Don't just go, oh, I want to see the big stuff. Because you can see the big stuff, but you can make it a little bit more meaningful. Let's say you love drinking and you love history. You can actually go to the 5 oldest bars in New York City, most of them starting before 1900. So consider maybe making your vacation here just a little bit more personal. Don't just see the big stuff as the big stuff. See it in a context of something that you actually want to see, something that you enjoy. If you do have any questions, you can contact me. I'm also part of a website called Via Hero. And Via Hero will actually allow you to work with a local and plan a vacation based on your interests. So I have that information below. Yeah, it's long, but you can kind of see because there's quite a few locals that work with this. So I hope to see you guys sometime late this summer or early in the fall. And it is beautiful here in the fall. Until then, if you got a question, pop it down below or email me. I look forward to seeing you guys so soon. Thanks.